All right, so at this point, we have a theme. Every day has a new intro sound. So this is Friday. We've learned our lesson from Thursday, and we're not going to join the crazy madness that is the entry line because for everybody, every day is somebody's first day at Comic Con. And so for us who have all week passes, there's no need to be in the stupid line. There is no need. So we sat back and we just watched the entire crowd do basically do what we did the day before, which is wait in line, shuffle feet until you get to hall C or B to enter the floor. Hang back, let the breeze hit your face, check out the cosplays. No need to rush. Today's a floor day. So we're making our way into Hall C. Like I said, we just waited for the crowd to disperse. Took about 10 minutes at best. This lady looks lost, but we walk in, and the first thing I do, I make a beeline to the Alex Ross booth because every year since 2016, I've been buying Alex Ross's art books, and every year I got to pick up the new shit. So even though the art pieces they have at the booth is pretty much the same thing they have every year, the merch and the exclusive is different. And so I had to go pick up the new Alex Ross art book, and that Superman poster was coming out at the Alex Ross Kingdom Come panel on Sunday or Saturday. I think it was Saturday. But yeah, check out some of this Alex Ross art. I am a big fan of this guy. Ever since Kingdom Come, I've been following his art, Justice 1, 2, and 3, all his other stuff he's done. This man is like the greatest painter of our modern time, and he just happens to do comic books. So, I mean, God, you could get lost in this guy's art. The detail, the shading, the colors, the way things pop, the realistic skin tones, the vibrancy. Alex Ross is just on a whole nother level, and I wish he did more comic book projects as opposed to just like this recreation of the X-Men 1 Jim Lee cover. I wish he did more full-fledged could you imagine a whole X-Men book like that? That would, oh my god, that would blow people's minds. So after like I came my pants a couple times, I walked over to the Marvel booth. They changed it up this year. It's not the same setup as it was the many prior years. Now it's like a weirdly shaped booth, but at each corner are some costumes, and I can see they had the Deadpool and Wolverine costumes plus Dogpool at the bottom there, and it just looks dope to see the movie worn suits right in front of you. You can see the texture, you can see the fabric, you can see just how everything is layered together to create the full themed suit that you see in the movies. So that was awesome. And around the corner of that, they had the villains clothing. So they had Paradox. There you go, Mr. Paradox. You have Paradox's suit. You have Cassandra Nova and the TVA. You have their suits on display. So you kind of take a look at how just what it looks like in person. And the suit wasn't really that impressive, but in the movie, it looks really nice and well fitting on him. So, just these dolls aren't really doing the thing. But then we had the Captain America Brave New World suits. And apparently, this man's going to have a full-fledged helmet on. I mean, I get it. If you're traveling the speed that he's going to be traveling at, you're probably going to suffocate because of oxygen deprivation. So I get the helmet. I just didn't know we were going to have that on the floor. And this is cool. I like seeing these suits. They didn't really change them out. Prior years, Marvel would switch out the costumes every day with different movie costumes. But since they had kind of a couple of years in movies and show, they kind of stuck to what was coming now and in the future to display. Walking by, I caught this guy. Some of you may know him. He's a popular YouTuber and content creator. And I want to say that Namor cosplay is peak. Now, after we saw Todd McFarlane's panel yesterday, I went by to the booth just to see all the stuff he was talking about. And man, this man's booth is like huge. Like, you can't miss Todd McFarlane. Like, this is like a meeting point. If you get lost, just say meet at Todd McFarlane and you will know exactly where the person's at. Now, Sideshow, they didn't come back the last 2 years to Comic-Con, but Iron Studios have kind of taken up that mantle of like bringing the cool statues and all these. The price points are wild, but the detail is amazing. Look at this. Like, I would want this in my office if I could afford to spend $1,000 on a piece of plastic. But yeah, no, these are awesome. The Batman stuff, 170 is not too bad. These price points were really good, really good. I was just broke and I couldn't buy anything this year. I literally was like on a don't buy anything spree this whole Comic-Con. I bought a couple little things here and there, but for the most part, I was just there to look, take cards, and buy later. But yeah, check out some of this stuff. I'll make it quick, but man, amazing, amazing detail. So, okay, fine, fuck it. I did go back to Wolverine and Deadpool statue again. Because once again, like, I can't afford to buy it, but man, look at the detail in this thing. I really want this. If anybody wants to, like, sponsor me and, like, buy this for me, please let me know in the comment section. I would love you forever if somebody bought this for me. Both of them, not just one of them. I want the two-pack. Because this is, oh god, the detail in this is so good. So good. After seeing the movie the day before, and then seeing this again, it hits differently. I'm still mad that Wolverine's shoulder pads aren't on the movie with his arms off, but this Batman and Superman need that. Need that ASAP. That Liu Kang in the back, run that too. Shit, a matter of fact, give me the whole damn collection. Because, I mean, how do you pick what you want when all these things look so damn good? Another Wolverine and Deadpool. I mean, this one's more detailed. Actually, you know what? Get me any of these. If you want to, you know, really appreciate me and tell me how much you love me and my channel, get me any of these. Okay, Iron Studios is the place to go. Buy me one of these, and I'll love you forever, and I'll shut you out in this video. You be a key sponsor, okay? You just, god dang it, I want one of these, man. I want one. Please, somebody sponsor me. God, that Gambit. Okay. If you've seen Deadpool Wolverine, Channing Tatum's Gambit is that's the best inside joke of all time. Image Comics is still here. Invincible having this great moment on Amazon Prime. Now that the comic books are now being revisited by new fans, they had it in mass. They had a giant mural. This mural is really cool. But all the books you want to kind of catch up on Image Comics and Invincible was right here. A couple of One Piece fans. Today is a special One Piece day, so we'll talk about it later. But hey, the dudes from Anchorman were here. Really good cosplay. Really, people did a great job this year with their cosplays. Konami still has their Yu-Gi-Oh booth where you could actually make a Yu-Gi-Oh card of yourself. I did it a couple years ago, back in 2016. I have a Yu-Gi-Oh card of myself from this exact booth. They're always here. They're a Comic-Con staple. If you come to Comic-Con, visit the Konami booth, the Yu-Gi-Oh booth, and get a Yu-Gi-Oh card made of yourself. Matter of fact, that lady right there, she's about to get one made. And then this guy had the coolest Dead Space cosplay, man. I mean, look at this. This could be a movie production piece. Making our way down Artist Alley. I've bought some pieces from this creator. I really want to get their these giant versions of their art, but the price points are bigger than I can expect. Speaking of big ass prices, Air Jordan 3s were on display because they cost so goddamn much in resale. Funko Land had a airport themed street. Matter of fact, all of this part of the back end of Comic-Con is now owned by Funko. From Funko to Mondo to all the other, they own that whole block. So they created a airport street, and it is really cool what Funko does at Comic-Con, because now that they own so many of these companies, they can just section off a good eighth of Comic-Con's area and just make it their own interactive zone. It is amazing. So we leave Mondo. We're walking away past the Sony booth, and Sony didn't really have a big presence this year. They had a small little booth, but still, it was something to look at. It was better than the DC booth, to be honest. The DC booth was kind of trash. Master Chief, the cosplays this year, so good. The DC booth, oh man, what a letdown. What a letdown. The merch they had on sale, trash. I mean, it wasn't trash, but it was basic as fuck. Like, the Superman shirt, the Superman logo wasn't even high enough on your shirt. It was, like, near your nipple line, so it wasn't like a Superman shirt. The Penguin, like, it was like a Men's Warehouse statue. Like, I get it, is what he wears in the show, but it looks like a Men's Warehouse-ass outfit. We make our way past some more artists, and I see these cool Star Wars prints. Boba Fett, Vader. Like, God, these artists are so good, man. Amazing talent. There's more people doing, paintings of Hulk, Wolverine. Like, that Wolverine painting that is such good painting. Good stuff, man. These artists at Comic-Con, if you want to just buy art, this is the one place to find all the best artists, man. Like, this is the who's who of artist alleys. And then Exiled, which is Wesley Snipes' own comic book, which basically is basically Blade, but he doesn't have the rights to Blade because Marvel owns Blade. Real quick, let's kill that myth. Wesley does not own the rights to Blade. He might have maybe had like a production credit on Blade, but not anymore. He lost it, Marvel owns it, so he created Exile, which is his own comic book, his own line of toys, which is basically a spin-off of his Blade character. So if you want to read more Wesley Snipes Blade stuff, go buy his Exiled books. We make our way to the One Piece booth, which is, oh my god, the LED screens. So nice, so nice. Like the people that came to Comic-Con this year, the booths that really tried, they knocked out the park. Like people that put an effort into their stuff this year, not. And then this Dune 2, god, like check this out. This is a double-sided Terminator statue. So the top part is Arnold. I can't even do his voice right. But then on the other side is the Terminator 2 scene when he's the thumbs up when he's going into the lava. So this is Terminator 1 when he arrives. Michael Jackson, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. This right here, I wanted to buy this. I want to buy this. All these are just really not to show you, but for me to remember who made them so I can go back and buy them when I have money. Look at the detail in that. Like Michael Jackson's a whole, he's a vibe. Yo, Black Myth Wukong just came out on the 20th. If you're watching this, it's like a week ago. That statue, need it. If you love, and then here's the backside. I was talking about the backside of that Arnold. It's literally the T2 ending when he's lowering himself into the lava and he's giving the kids that thumbs up. The arm is missing. If I go any lower, you'll see the lava kind of, God, man. The detail in these things are just, I don't know, like I can't make shit with my hands. So when I see people making stuff like this, I am blown away. And then you have all these other statues and figurines and just, man, if you want inspiration as a creator, man, Comic-Con is the place. You can't go wrong. This Bruce Lee dojo set, we can fight one at a time or all together. Like that, I think that's where this scene comes from. But yeah, you need that too. And then you got E.T. Heart was glowing, just a little glowing in his chest. And then that glow goes all the way to his finger. So if you like, man, could you imagine decorating your house for like Halloween or Christmas with this thing? That'd be hilariously cool. There's a bunch of other stuff. Mattel has a whole wrestling like history collection. You got Jake the Snake, Bret the Hitman Hart, Scott Hall in the back, X-Pac. Like this is my childhood, man. Like I remember these characters vividly. Triple H from D-Generation X era, Stone Cold, the NWO. Like, man, I wanted to buy all of these. Bam Bam Bigelow. Like, dang it, man. Like going through these booths, it is just a whirlwind of emotion and memories, man. And Mattel does a great job always showing up. Rey Mysterio, the crutch. Like, there's so much detail in this one. Like, I don't know what the diorama, whatever it's called, art. There's so much detail. The rock bottom, the people's elbow coming down on Mankind's face. There's just so much you can pick out of this and just stare at it for hours. So I'm always glad to see the Mattel WWE stuff. It's always amazing. All right, so then we make our way to what people think at first is the most like weirdly placed thing, is the Biden Titans and the Trump comic books. I talked to the creators. This guy was not the creator; he's one of the salespeople for it, but he's probably the best salesperson for this. Listen to him real quick. Give his speech.
And then you got Biden's Titans. I don't have to explain that. It's pretty much self-selling, right?
Like they had a AOC comic book where she had like a fat ass Biden's Titans with all of Biden's cronies, Trump's little bullshit swamp people. They take a shot and look at the AOC picture right there, like thickums. But they clown both political parties. This is not a Trump-based thing. It's all about satire. So if you take a look at it and really give it a little attention, you'll notice that they're making fun of everybody. And then this Conan the Barbarian statue. My God, look at the detail on that thing, man. Like it could almost come out and fight you. And then this Darth Maul, like, bro, there's so much cool shit at Comic-Con, man. Like even the base has detail. The base has scenes from episode 1 inside of it. You can get lost just looking at this little small piece and miss the whole statue above it. I mean, you really can't, but still, like, that's just how much detail they've put into these pieces. And your boy was too broke to even look at the price. I mean, look at this. It's the stuff like, God, I want one of these, man. Like I said, if you want to sponsor me, man, like, look, if you love me, sponsor me. Buy me something from this video. All the links are here. All the QR codes are right there. Please, just buy your boy something, because, whew, I'll make a name for myself. Like, this brolic as Ryu, man. Do you even lift, bro? Like, if you want to know how he got so big for Street Fighter 6, this is how. It's just this man lifts plates, more dates, baby. And then this a comic book seller. He's probably one of the more fair priced people at Comic-Con. All his stuff is really well priced. Good collection of stuff that people are always interested in looking for. So if you're in Comic-Con, check out this booth, man. And then this creator, they make metal plated art. I have a couple of their pieces, a couple of Killmongers and Wonder Woman pieces that they did. Really good, really high quality stuff. I'll link their name in the description. I forgot. I think I get a picture. God, that Avengers Endgame. Look at that. So dope. And then they have this two-piece Wolverine and Deadpool metallic print. I wanted to buy it, man. I really wanted to buy it. Making our way, our staple of Comic-Con, Walter Jones, Mr. the Black Ranger himself. This guy has been a staple ever since I've been at Comic-Con since 2015. I've always seen him. And then right across from him was some pandemonium. The Boys cast showed up randomly. They just finished their panel in Hall H and they showed up on the floor. And this is the kind of wild things at Comic-Con that if you're just in the right place at the right time, you see some shit. I didn't even know they're gonna be there. I was just walking by, I see pandemonium, I look up, I'm like, oh shit, that's the cast of The Boys. Frenchie, Mother's Milk, Homeboy. I didn't even know that Homeboy was dating the Indian chick. That's his wife, apparently. I didn't even know that. But yeah, random shit you see at Comic-Con. Then you see this amazing Batman tribute of all the Batman actors. I mean, they're missing Clooney and Kilmer, but you know what they're trying to show. Art is in abundance at Comic-Con, and every booth is amazing. Speaking of amazing booths, you got Bikini Bottom in the middle of the show floor. Nickelodeon comes out every year with a cool set piece. Usually it's a SpongeBob themed, or last couple of years they had a Hey Arnold, like the Hey Arnold front porch where they had the stoop. They had all that. So walking around, you get to walk into it, see all this cool Nickelodeon stuff. Across from them is Demon Slayer. Yo, I'm not really big on anime, but people that are love this booth. My boys who are big anime fans, Demon Slayer, they were going mad nuts for it. I get it. I just gotta watch more anime. I'm not really versed on anime. I apologize for you blurs that are watching. I'm just on a different, frequency, but I still appreciate it. And then appreciating that I can't afford any of these Batman figures, because god damn, this is everybody. From Sonar, Batman Forever, you got Batman Returns, Batman the Flash version, you got the Dark Knight, you got even the Ben Affleck. My favorite Batman's the Ben Affleck Batman. Fuck you. I don't care what you say. Riddler with the Jim Carrey Riddler. I want all of these things, man. Like, if you go to Comic-Con, seriously, take out a mortgage on your house and just bring that with you, because you're gonna buy pretty much everything you see. Like, if you can buy it, you might want to just buy the whole fucking place. Excuse me. So we walk around, and then Initial D popped up. I don't know how Initial D had a booth, but they did, and I was really glad they did, because I love this shit. This is one of the few animes that I love watching as a kid, and also the manga for Initial D. If you know Hachiroku, if you're into a nice little Toyota 86, this is the book. This will put that car on the spot for a lot of Americans. So loved it. Keep walking. PSA had a bunch of shoes on display. They had a couple of Marvel collabs for Silver Surfer, Magneto, so they had all those shoes on display at PSA, which was dope. I can't afford it. I'm a big sneakerhead, and I was mad that I couldn't afford it. We keep walking, and we come across a Sith dog. Well-trained dog. I mean, look at this kid. This good boy right here, or good girl, is about to become a Sith Lord. Look at that pose. How do you... Random stuff you see at Comic-Con that makes you go, ah, isn't that cute? I keep walking, and we make our first panel of the day, the Mortal Kombat 1 panel for Season 2 of Mortal Kombat. Ed Boon has been a cool dude to me ever since I met him in person during the Injustice 2 panel. This time he's introducing all the characters that are coming out for the next season pass of Mortal Kombat. You got Conan, you got T-1000, you got Sector and Cyrax, and a couple other characters. But yeah, check out this panel. I know you guys are big Mortal Kombat fans. Enjoy. I'll shut up. I'll be back in a minute.
And of course, you can't have a panel without some of the amazing voice talent of some of these amazing characters. Voice of Sector, Erica Ishii. And last but definitely not least, the voice of Noob Saibot. Are you ready? Katie!
Great for Sector in this one is really, really special to me, and boy, they let me be so tough and cool, and yeah, I'm still so overwhelmed because I can't believe I'm here. I love Mortal Kombat, and I can't believe I can be part of it.
Yeah, same here. I'm excited that you're here. I want to ask a nerdy question about the voice acting layer of being Sector. You know, a lot of folks, when you're doing this work, and all of you have done such fantastic work over many, many games, you're embodying mostly human or humanoid characters. But this one is a robot, it's a cyborg. You know, what's the differences in doing the work in that way for a character?
So this one, she's not a robot like the previous version.
Right.
For this one, it's more. What did I do? Sidebar here.
Making sure it's safe to say.
Yeah. I just NDA.
All right. Okay. So she, not a robot, not a cyborg. She is human for this one. I did know that they were going to put some processing for the mask on, but she's kind of like. I think the sort of primary tenet we had for Sector was like sort of a hard-ass drill sergeant, sort of, and super genius. So yeah, you know, easy peasy pulling that off. It's really hard when your characters are smarter than you.
I'm so excited to finally be able to share that with it.
You and your team should be.
The team has worked incredibly hard on all of that. It was really cool to bring it to life with the latest tech and art. Awesome job.
Give it up for Josh. So Ed, I want to come back to you. We saw some pretty awesome characters in that.
To see them in something that we made, you know, it's just a great. We're just as big fans of this stuff as we love kind of making our own stuff.
Yeah, it's super cool to see how far that has come, and again.
All right, so that is the end of Mortal Kombat panel, but now we got another panel to go to because Hall H on a Friday is pretty deserted. And so the panel that was coming up, we're trying to get into the Alien Romulus panel. After, I forgot what movie it was, a TV show had just come through, and after that panel was over in Hall H, they just like dispersed. People just left. So it made getting to Hall H on a Friday super easy, barely an inconvenience. So we get there, and they're doing the Walking Dead panel for the Daryl show. So if you're a big Walking Dead fan, here's some footage for you. Enjoy.
Is so important to all these people. And, you know, I've said it on the show for 15 years, like, it's your opportunity to stand on your own 2 feet. And what are you going to fight for? What are you going to believe in? Who are you going to stick up for? What are you going to walk away from? And these people, they put so much pressure on him, and he's watching all this stuff happen, which is a whole other storyline upon itself, with just not just my character, but other characters. But it's interesting to hear him say he came to say goodbye. Because I don't think we've ever talked about that. But if you look back, he's about to get eaten. There's like no way he's gonna make it home. So either way, he's Daryl's he's got to make a decision. So, he doesn't buy it at all that he's the Messiah. Daryl's like, no, he's a kid.
But one thing
leave him alone.
One thing we talked about a lot at the beginning, I think that's that Daryl is capable of acknowledging the value to these people of believing what they believe, even if he doesn't share the belief.
Yeah.
Like that's part of what the relationship with Isabel is about. That he recognizes like there was something that got her through and got this kid through a long period of difficult times since the Walkers came. And it was her faith that got her through. Even though he doesn't share the faith, he recognizes the value of the faith.
Norman Reedus is a really good dude, man. Like, he is a people's champ. People just love this guy, and I can see why from watching this panel.
Daryl has a few bikes, the Walking Dead, and the chopper, and then the bike from the Alexandria, and then the dirt bike. When you think of Daryl, which bike do you think of?
That's a really good question.
That's a great question.
That's a really good question.
Are you into bikes? Oh, right on. The first one, character-wise, the chopper, because it meant something. It was also when Norman got to convince them that I don't have to ride a horse, so that was a big deal. But it had a connection to his brother, so maybe that one is kind of when he first went out on his own. The last bike, the dirt bike, is kind of where the first and the third are my favorites. But I don't know, maybe it'll be a bike.
Which one do you think of when you think of Daryl? Which bike?
I think of the chopper.
Yeah, it's
But I do like the Alexandria one because he kind of built it out of a bunch of different bikes. I think that one's unique.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you. You did a great job, by the way. Really nicely done.
So we wrap up the Walking Dead panel with Daryl and Norman Reedus, and Eddie comes out. Eddie is the proprietor of Comic-Con. He sets everything up, and he introduces all the panels in Hall H. The next panel, I didn't think I was going to like it. I wasn't really looking forward to it. It's Antoine Fuqua and Roland Emmerich. I didn't think I was going to like this panel at all, but boy, did these two drop some gems, because between those two guys, they've made some of your favorite movies. Have you seen Training Day? Okay, Antoine Fuqua. If you've seen the Equalizer movies, that's Antoine Fuqua. Have you seen The Magnificent Seven? Antoine Fuqua. Have you seen, well, you're going to see next year the Michael Jackson biopic? That's Antoine Fuqua. Like, this guy has made some bangers. And then his homeboy, Emmerich, like, have you seen Independence Day with Will Smith? Yeah, that was him. Moonfall, you probably didn't see it, trash movie, but still, that was him. The Day After Tomorrow, that was him. 2012, that was him. The Godzilla movie from 1998 with the P. Diddy soundtrack, that was him. The Patriot with Mel Gibson, that was him. Oh my gosh, Stargate. White House Down, 10,000 BC. These two guys have made a lot of our favorite movies. And to hear them talk about their craft the way they did, I didn't know I needed to hear that as a producer, as a content creator. This gave me a lot of hope and a lot of things to go back and perfect my art with. So check them out, learn something from them. I'll be back in a second.
Or like they stormed down and I was like, just everything went wrong. And I still pulled it out, but I was really happy about that because for me this was like the movie where I always like said, maybe I should think about earlier retirement and quit my job. And I think the high point was was Independence Day, because at that time I worked with Dean Devlin, and we kind of just thought, that like we have to kind of do something about, about an alien invasion, and we used the example of a towering inferno, because it was like kind of the ideal situation, and yeah, it was like kind of a really super hit.
I heard it did well.
Yeah, really well.
In fact,
okay.
The teaser you did, maybe you want to go back and watch more of Roland's movies.
I know.
A lot of fun. The question was,
What do you think fans would be surprised to learn about being a director in Hollywood?
I think there's so many things, but I would say that this, from the big complicated sequences to what somebody's going to wear, can become stressful and difficult, right? It's like there's days where the smallest thing could just become a nightmare, something you would never even think about. Like you show up, you're ready to shoot, and somebody put one of your actors in the wrong thing after you've done a couple takes, and you're like, fucking, the sun's going down, and your producer's telling you got to wrap. I mean, you never know what it's going to be, but I think what I would say is it's always the unexpected. It's the small things that can be stressful. That film fell apart because of financing. At the time, Universal couldn't come to a understanding of the budget or cast. I cast Benicio del Toro opposite Denzel, which is what I wanted to need, Benicio and Denzel. And at the time, Universal had other plans. So when that fell apart, that broke my heart. That movie still breaks my heart. Like I prepped that whole movie and ready to shoot in a couple weeks. Well, look, Ridley Scott did it, so you can't complain. It is what it is. It's movies, it's Hollywood.
And the next fan question comes from director Jonathan Goldstein.
And then actually, because he had he was standing opposite, Domitian, who is one of the sons of Vespasian. He kind of says, he tells then later the guy with the hyena eyes, I want to kill him. And that was, for me, a great story.
We actually have a featurette for the show, so let's play it. I was waiting, I was like, I think people have seen this movie. When you were making it, when did you realize, oh, this might be something special?
When we're at the Academy Awards. You never know the movie, No, there was a scene on the set. It kind of got chills when Denzel convinces Ethan Hawke, this is chess, not checkers. And I thought, he's so diabolical. If he seduces Ethan in this scene, if this works, it's amazing. It was, you can imagine working with Prince, how eccentric he was too. I get a call in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning. He flew me down to hang out a little bit. It was about minus 20 degrees. And I hear this voice wake me up and goes, what you doing? And I was like, what? Because he had a deep voice every now and then. And he goes, it's me. I said, who's me? And he wouldn't say his name. And he was like, me. Then he said, the boss. I was like, who's boss? And he said, it's me, Prince. I said, what's up, man? He said, come to Paisley Park. Come now, I'm ready. And I was just like, we didn't even design the video yet. So I went to Paisley Park and sent a car, and I show up, and there was more women than I've ever seen in one place, just lounging around, hanging out, making music. It was just bizarre, it was like a dream. And then about these steps, he had these long steps, and I see this figure walking down the steps,
Betty Davis or something. It was in a red outfit, paisley outfit, and the closer I got, the more I could see. You could see all the way through. It was like you could see everything. And he had the little cat suit on, and he goes, "I'm ready." I was like, "For what?" He said, "I'm ready to shoot now." I was like, "I'm not ready now." He goes, "Come on, just get your crew." You know, how do you say no to Prince? So literally that night, I gathered the crew and all the girls, and Georgia Scally, my DP, and we shot that video that night. And to this day, it was like a dream. It was just like, that was it, you know? And that's how you work with Prince. He just wakes you up in the middle of the night and says, "I'm ready." In a paisley outfit that you can see everything. You had to put a little shadow over it. Yeah. That's Prince. I love him and always will.
Why you wanted to make it?
Why I wanted to make it is Michael. You know, first. But you know, I'm in the early stages of editing the film right now. Just wrapped May 30th. Very excited about it. I'm very happy with what we got in the can. Like I said, it's so early in the editing process. I don't want to talk too much about it. Michael was a big part of my life growing up. Big influence on my career. An incredible artist, but he was a human being, and we're exploring that. But I'm very excited about it. Very.
Cool. What? It comes out next year?
Next year.
Yeah. So let's move on.
All right, now the fun begins. Now we're at the Alien Romulus panel, and before the panel starts, they start like gassing us with like smoke. And I'm like, okay, what's about to happen? This panel was a pleasant surprise. I didn't think I was going to enjoy this panel. I knew I was going to enjoy it. I came for this panel. I just didn't know what to expect. And man, Fede Alvarez is a hell of a director. And the way he describes the movie and his thought process making it, amazing. But Alien Romulus panel is dope. They gave us at the end free face huggers. They had a cool moment coming up that you'll see. They had like a practical face hugger jump scare in the panel. Like, who does that? Who actually does a jump scare in the panel? But yeah, check out the panel. I'll shut up and be back in a second.
Because I'm a huge Alien fan, and yes, I could just kind of stay up here and talk about face huggers. I could talk about my love of Ripley. I could talk about how creepy and cool chest bursters are, but that's not what you all came here for, right? You guys came here to see some of the people who are bringing Alien back to the big screen, right? Woo! Can I hear you guys cheer a little louder for that one? Come on. That is what it sounds like in Hall H. I love it, I love it. And what you guys just saw a little bit ago is just a little bit of the awesomeness that you're gonna experience today. So, to get into it right now, please help me welcome the cast and writer-director of this film. First up, we have Kaylee Spaney. Come on out. Next up, we have David Johnson. Next coming to the stage is Isabella Merced. And next is Archie Reno. And then Mr. Spike Burns. And finally, the writer and director, Mr. Fede Alvarez. And while we give this cast a huge round of applause, I am so excited to have all of you guys here. How does it feel to be here in Hall H?
Fucking great.
That is how you kick off a Hall H panel, for sure. All right, so
genre that you're gonna find all those ideas packed in 2 hours of insanity. So I think that's why it takes place between the two of them. It's just because the style of them is just a period piece. It needs to look like those movies. It made sense. I was right there in the middle. But like I said, there's no required watching really. But if you've seen them, it's just a different ride.
it's one of those things where there's certain little moments where if you've seen the first two, you're like, oh.
Yeah, but that's what's called member berries. For those of you who know. the member berry cannot be the meal, right? Cannot be a big meal. If it is a meal, it sucks.
Yeah.
There you go. It means like there's someone in the audience goes like, there's suddenly a big twist, and half of the audience goes like, what? I'm supposed to understand what the fuck's going on? And the member berry should be a little snack that you get in the way. You get many of them, and then when it happens and you go, wow, your friend goes like, what's that? And you look at him and goes like, you wouldn't get it. That's a good member berry.
I think it's something that's so cool because when I was prepping for this panel, I was like, I'm gonna rewatch them, I'm so excited. And I had a couple of friends who've never seen either one. And so for me, as a geek, it's so exciting to get to reintroduce people to it and bring them in. And something that just stood out for me from seeing the first one was how important casting was. I mean, Ripley was a character that, of course, I was terrified the whole time watching them, but I was like, she is so badass, I want to be like her, and that made the movie for me.
And it's kind of crazy because most movies are shit. 5 minutes in, you go like, this is not gonna change my life.
Tell us how you really feel, Betty.
But the first 5 seconds, you do feel that way because that did happen to you in the past. That happened maybe once or twice in your life, and we all keep looking for that moment when lights go down, the movie gets started, and you really believe that this is it, this is the one. So we all know that, and I make sure that if we didn't, we all knew that, and it was very important for us to honor that, to make sure everybody worked hard enough and really give it 200%, and I can guarantee all these kids did that. They went above and beyond to give the movie that you guys deserve.
Yeah, I'm definitely a round of applause for that one. How did you kind of work with everybody to make sure that the cast did all gel together? Because it's scary being like, let's do it again. So as you mentioned, it's so important for the fans to get to see stuff, for the audiences to get to experience something awesome. And Fetty, I think you might have brought a little something to share with our...
But it just depends. You guys want to see more? So this is the good news. For the few of you there that are like me, that are like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I fucking spoiling the whole movie here in the thing? Like, don't worry, because some of the scenes we cut them kind of a misleading way. I cut them differently than the movie. So even if you see this, when you see the movie, if you convince you to go, you go, oh, but this is different. That's the good news. This is slightly different. I omit things. I took out stuff. Some of the best part actually took out of the scenes. Of the scene you just saw, actually, some of the best part, we took them out. Because I really want to save something for those scenes when you're at the movie. There's a lot more in the movie, but particularly these scenes, I want you guys make sure when you go to see it, hopefully in opening weekend, like you discover a lot more things than today. But so that all that being said, this is one of the biggest challenges in the movie when it comes to think about how we do it, which is I shouldn't say what it is. Let's just play
just watch it.
Oh yeah, I just saw the first two. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, Prometheus and Covenant. I was like, okay, you're not getting the role, bro. Anyway, so to answer Ridley's question, I think, it's called Romulus because it's really a story about siblinghood. And it's one of the things that I felt I wasn't exploring in the previous movies was real human connections among all the characters. You find some connections here or there, obviously Ripley and you on part 2, but they're very light, and this is the first time that you have really, really close people that really love each other. So when shit like this happen, makes everything way more dramatic. So that was and it's really truly about what it means to be someone's sibling. Would you die for your brother? Would you die for your sister in a situation like this, or would you be a coward that will leave them behind? So the big question for me that at least means a lot to me. So that's one of the themes. But then there was a lot of interest in me of not really exploring a lot more things, but really exploring the classic, themes of the original films, and particularly all that psychosexual, fucked upness of the original films. That was something that was really to bring it back here, and but like always, theme works in mysterious ways. So there's many things. I cannot wait for you guys to see the movie and be able to sit down with some of you and whoever, like to really debate about what it's really about. So the theme I cannot really talk about exactly what it's about. If I tell you what it's about, it kind of ruins it. It gotta be something that everyone will see a different reason or a different idea of what the movie's talking about. But I have my own.
I mean, I think that's the coolest thing about film in general.
Who's going first?
Is this a collective? What are we not gonna vote?
No. You can team effort it if you need to.
Let's put it this way. Can we do the best and the not as good. Can we do that? Okay. So I think
Yes.
there's no way around. There's no way around. And I think the not as good one would be AVP and Requiem. I mean, I'm sorry, but there's some really good kills in that movie, by the way. There's some really good kills in that movie. But let's say that. Then everything in the middle is like whatever you want to be. Like that's the beauty of this franchise, I think. It is not an obvious top to bottom ranking of it. Everybody, it's almost define who you are if you're a fan. Like what's your rank, it defines who you are. But I think, and all of them, even the ones that didn't work so well for me, all of them give me a great time in the theater and an even greater fucking debate with my friends at the next day about how shitty that was or how great that was. And no one seems to agree, even in the ones that people agree that didn't work so well, still suddenly making this movie, people come out of the woodwork saying like, actually this one was actually one of the best ones. And I was surprised, and that's how it works in this franchise. It's so complex and so rich, and there hasn't been terrible ones, I think, particularly on the main, but then the main ones, it just hasn't. So I think there's never a bad time in the theater watching this. And again, if you're a real cinephile, it's so much fun the next day to go at it with your buddies. But was it good? I don't think so. Yes, it was. No, it was shit. And that part with the flute and whatever, you can go talk about. But it just.
So halfway into the panel, like the room goes dark, and they start playing this music, and I'm like, yo, what's about to happen to us? I ain't trying to die at a panel. I start looking around, I'm like, and they bring out these cards, and I'm thinking there's gonna be a xenomorph jumping out of them. So I'm looking back like, yo, what's about to happen to us? Everybody's mad calm, and I'm looking around like, am I the only one going crazy here? Like, y'all see this, right? Like, these flashing red lights, am I the only one just like, yo, the fuck? And then this guy walks out all, oh man, check this out. A xenomorph pops out of his chest like that. Oh God, that was so good. That was so good. I didn't expect to see that. I didn't expect to see like an actual xenomorph pop out of someone's chest. But that was dope. But yeah, that's just part of the body gore and horror that is Alien Romulus. After seeing a bunch of clips from the movie, I can only say that this movie is actually, the movie's already out by the time I'm making this video and you're watching this. The movie's already out. The movie did great. People loved it. It's set between Alien and Aliens, and there is the face hugger that we were all receiving. I still have mine. Yo, this thing is creepy as fuck, but it is dope. This is probably one of the best things I've gotten from a Hall H, outside of like a Kevin Feige hat. They gave us the face hugger, but also gave us free IMAX tickets to go see the movie. So everybody in Comic-Con Hall H walked away with tickets and a face hugger to go see Alien Romulus. I mean, that's kind of like padding your stats a little bit if you ask me for, opening day, numbers, but still, fuck it. I'll go watch. I haven't seen it yet. My boss saw it, he loved it. He's a big horror guy. He was like, yeah, this movie was peak. So I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna put my big boy pants on and go check out this movie. And yeah, support him. But Alien Romulus was amazing. The cast and crew that made it, awesome people. Really nice, really cool to see them. Really cool to see them. And so this is where normally like people's Comic-Con Friday would end. But not your boy. Not your boy. You see, I got more things to do. I'm on the move. Check out everybody wearing their face hugger. Everybody got their face hugger on. Imagine if like these things were actually real and all of us became xenomorphs. San Diego would be fucked. If these were actual face huggers laying eggs in people's mouths, San Diego would be fucked. But yeah, everybody's walking out, blast at Hall H. Imagine 2 Hall H panels back to back. Thursday with Deadpool and Wolverine, and then ending Hall H Friday with Alien Romulus. Like, mind blown in terms of the coolness and the swag I've gotten the last 2 days. Peak swag. Popcorn bucket hat, a popcorn bucket of Wolverine's mouth, and then a face hugger. Like, Comic-Con, we doing big things. So after that, I'm trying to find my boys. I'm walking past the Hulu installation, and they're watching a movie. Like, all these people are there watching a brand new show coming on Hulu and FX, and I'm like, this is amazing. But I make my way because Lisa is performing over by the I don't know what this place is called, but she's having a full concert. It's free, but it was, by the time we got there, it was too full to get an actual seat. So we're outside along the water watching it, and man, I have no idea who the hell Lisa is. Once again, my South Korean knowledge is limited as fucking best. I just know South Korea is not the communist side, and they make really cool shit in cars. Kia, Hyundai, all that stuff. Nokia cameras. So I have no idea who she is. But boy, was she fun to watch. Her energy, her vibe, the concert, it was cool. Check it out. So like the night is going well, right? And then as I'm watching the concert, I am not even aware that right in front of me is Android 17 and 18 with their with their bicycle right next to them. And I'm like, shit, wait, am I in a weird Dragon Ball Z episode? Like, are these two gonna like annihilate the entire crowd and when Trunks shows up? Are they waiting for Gohan to pop up out of nowhere? But that was the most randomest cosplay I found. That was, well, like, this shot is hilarious. You have Android 18 and 17 listening to a concert. Only at Comic-Con, man. Only at Comic-Con do you get to see a visual like this. And then a few moments later, fuck it, kill them all. I see Trunks. But that is Comic-Con. Then they go riding off into the sunset to go fight their next Saiyan enemy. But yeah, no, Comic-Con is just full of all of this like random moments. Oh man, I love this place. I come to Comic-Con every year and I don't think I'll ever stop. Just for little shit like that. Where else are you gonna see that? But nah man, Comic-Con is fun. If you get a chance to come to Comic-Con, please do. The performance ends. It's a great performance. I didn't understand a word she said, but I enjoyed the vibes and the music. And then, the night's not over. Right now, it is 10:30. I am at Dr.Horrible sing-along blog. As if one music performance wasn't good enough, I went for a second. And this was also hilarious, too, because we're having a little karaoke night. And the crowd is singing along, somebody's on stage singing, and I'm sitting here at 10:30. I am tired as fuck. I don't know what I'm doing, but this shit was cool. And the reason why I was here is because we were about to watch episode 7 of House of the Dragon with Daniel, the show creator of House of the Dragon, and the director of that episode. They were both there with us watching episode 7. And if you see episode 7 of House of the Dragon, that end shot of Rhaenyra, fuck, that hit hard. That hit hard, man. And we got to watch that like 2 days ahead. So here we are walking around knowing what's about to happen, but we can't tell nobody because of spoilers and shit. But man, what a way to end Comic-Con Friday, day 2, with House of the Dragon. I've been watching Game of Thrones since the very beginning, you know, and so to end the Comic-Con night with House of the Dragon, with the show creator and the director, peak, man, peak. I can't say anything about Comic-Con, man. Comic-Con it's a place, man. It's just a place to be, and when you're here, everything just makes sense. The world just makes sense. So yeah, check out the panel. Check out the panel. I won't show you anything from the episode because I can't. But first of all, group selfie.
Hello, Comic-Con. It's wonderful to see you all out here. This is very surreal for me. I have somehow made every Comic-Con since 2008, my first one right after I moved to LA. So I'm one of you. It's very exciting to be here. This season has been crazy. It's been a crazy experience making the show. I've said before, people who make television go out all the time and do very hard work, and it's not a given that people are going to show up and rally around your show. So it's very cool for me that the show has landed and has attracted an audience of this size and enthusiasm. So it's all very exciting. This episode in particular is very exciting to me. It was directed by a very good friend of mine named Lonnie Ferristier, who is here in the audience tonight. Can Lonnie stand up and wave to everyone? There's Lonnie. Okay. Lonnie and I have known each other for over a decade now. We were introduced by a representative that we shared, and we've been trying to work together forever. It never lined up. He was always too busy, and I was always not getting things made. And we finally aligned here in House of the Dragon, and he made this incredible episode that we're very excited to share with you tonight. When we set out to make the season, I promised the audience that we made two of the largest episodes that we've ever made in the history of at least House of the Dragon, if not Game of Thrones. One of them was, of course, episode 4, Rook's Rest, the giant dragon battle. And, the other one is tonight's episode. It's expensive, there's lots of dragons, and I'm very excited for you guys to see it. So enjoy, continue to talk about the show online, but if you could please not talk about the show until Sunday night, that would be very appreciated. Lots of stuff happens, but either way, I hope you love it. I love it, I'm very proud of it. Enjoy.
At the end of the day, that episode floored everybody. They ended it to a standing ovation to both Daniel and the director. We gave them a standing ovation, and then at the end, Daniel was hanging out with the crowd, signing autographs, chit-chatting with people. He was a man of the people that night, and this is how I ended day 2 of Comic-Con 2024. I don't know what's going to happen. Well, I know what's going to happen Saturday, but I can't tell you until you watch the video because, I need to get paid for it and, make some money on the ad revenue. So, yeah, I'm not going to tell you what happened Saturday. You just got to come back tomorrow and see what happened because stuff did happen. And if you like anime, you're going to love Saturday's video. So, it's your boy Auggie, Reality Comics. I'm having a blast recapping Comic-Con. It's almost like reliving it and doing it all over again while making these videos. I hope you're enjoying them. But I'll catch you for day 3 of Comic-Con 2024. Peace.